want to shift gears though. So we hit our teams that we want to spotlight. Now, I also want to do that on the player side. This week, I took a close look at Kansas City Current's Claire Hutton. 18 years old, kind of has a little bit of like a young Kira Walsh kind of vibe. Just keeps the ball moving. I think pass completion wise, she's decent, but this is an 18-year-old player. She's the youngest player in the league to top 1,000 minutes out of 84 total players, and she's well over 1,000. 1268 total. She's top 25 in minutes in the entire league. She's appeared in all 15 matches, second most minutes on her team, first if you count non-goalkeepers. She's also second on the team in progressive passes. This one I loved. She leads the entire league in plus minus, plus 20.
Nice.
While she's on the pitch. Now, if you pull the minutes out of there and say, okay, what's the plus minus per 90? She's still ninth. She's still top 10. This is an 18-year-old player at plus 1.42. That's what her teams are doing. Her plus 20 on the season is 3 better than Temwa Chawinga.
Wow.
Who's also appeared in 15 matches. So she's clearly having an impact. She's a young player with pedigree. So she first represented the U.S. under-17 national team at the 2022 CONCACAF Women's U17 Championship. She scored 6 goals there. They won the tournament. This is a player definitely on the USWNT radar, and she's just been excellent. I think her name first came up when we were having the Rookie of the Year conversation. And we're like, okay, we're talking Bethune, talking Centnor, a couple outsiders, Emma Sears, Hirschfeld, and somebody was like, well, Claire Hutton. She's got to be in the conversation.
Yep.
And I think I was like, okay, I need to really kind of like reconsider that. And then just watching her in this one, she's just so steady, and stature-wise, she also doesn't look like an 18-year-old player.
Right.
She looks like an athletic centerpiece type player. So I'm just extremely excited to see where she goes. And a little bit unlike some of the teams that we covered previously, this current team is going to be in the mix for the Shield. Mm-hmm. They're going to be in the mix for the Cup. They're going to be in the mix for a top 2 seed, maybe the top seed. So we're going to get to see Hutton play some big time NWSL football this season.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I like the words you used: steady, great stature, consistent. You mentioned 15 matches played, 14 of them starts, only 2 yellow cards for a player who is in a lot of times in a defensive midfield type position. She's in the 88th percentile compared to other midfielders in terms of aerial duels won. She's also in the 87th percentile in shot attempts. Now, she does not have a goal on the season, but that's not what she's there for Kansas City. So that steadiness, she might not be a Sharpie player for Kansas City right now, but I don't know. I mean, if you play nearly 1,270 minutes throughout the season, maybe you are a Sharpie player, but at the very worst, she's in there in pen, and she's giving you good minutes and knows how to play within the system. I think this is a great shout for her. And, whoever was shouting her out for our Rookie of the Year conversation, that is absolutely an informed opinion, and I appreciate them bringing it up and you kind of bringing these stats to light, because you're right. Like, I just kind of see her out there. I'm like, oh yeah, she's one of those players where it's like, good play by Hutton. Mm-hmm. And then you just kind of keep it moving. And it's like, oh, Chawinga, Bia, DiBernardo, and like all these other players, but absolutely a key cog in the machine at such a young age. Exciting player for the prospects of the national team as well.
That's a perfect encapsulation of what it's like watching her game. Like, oh, good play by Hutton. Oh, nice play, nice read there by Hutton. Right. Nothing extravagant, but it's just consistent. Claire Hutton, that's my very first player spotlight here on the ITC. I'm into this. I kind of want to keep it going. It gives me another thing to kind of like key in on the weekend. Very excited to hear who you've got your player spotlight on.
I like it. And now we can just try it. We can try to duel each other on who can be more of a football hipster, who can name the most obscure player, the player who's not getting enough attention, and then put our spotlight on them. So I'm up for the challenge. As long as we have the viewers vote and I win some vote eventually. I mean, my God. Okay, I digress. Who do I want to spotlight? I think this is worthy of a 2-beer show. We've been, to take people behind the curtain, I think Dino mentioned, we're working on if I can work this can of, there we go. We're working a little overtime. We're recording some of these Olympic previews. Stay tuned for that. We'll get to that later, though. So for my player spotlight, worthy of this 2-beer show, I'm going with your Orlando Pride midfielder, Adriana.